All right, guys, this is going to be your index fossil lab. I'm not going to read all the directions to you as you see on the paper here. If you want to pause the video, I would suggest doing that and reading through the introduction and then the procedure set A, number 1 and 2. So just a quick reminder for you, index fossils are what help us date the age of the rocks that we find them in. In order to be an index fossil, you have to meet two criteria, and that's to be widespread, as in found all over the earth. And then the second thing would be to exist for only a brief period of time. So they're around only briefly, and they're found all over the planet. Those are the two things that go into making a good index fossil. So I'm going to move this paper out of the way because you've read the directions already. And what you're going to go ahead and do is get a blank piece of paper. It could be notebook paper, it could be copy paper, it doesn't matter. And you are going to fold it in half vertically using the hot dog method. Fold it in half, and then you're going to fold it in half once, like this, and then 2 times. One more time over itself, just like that. So when you open it up, you have 8 equal sections just like that. You're going to get something to write with, and you're going to label each of the sections with these letters. So the first one is TC, then you have AU, BN, OXD, CGA, UBN, NO, and then DM. Okay, and then once you have your paper labeled that way, pause the video, and then you're going to get a pair of scissors and you're going to cut out on the folds of your paper. So you should have 8 cards. All right, so once you have them cut out, kind of spread them out on your table or your floor, wherever you're working. Now, these nonsense syllables, or these letters on these 8 cards, represent fossils. So the letter B is a fossil. Same for N, same for U, A. Every single letter on there represents a fossil. And the point of this activity is to put these papers in the correct order and then also identify which letters would be good index fossils. Okay, now it told you on the paper at the beginning of the video that layer TC was the oldest fossil, or was the oldest rock layer. So each of these cards are different rock layers. Now, what you're going to do to figure out what is the next oldest layer after TC is you're going to look at your cards and you're going to try and identify what rock layer has either a T fossil in it or a C fossil. Okay, so you need to look at these cards and see which of them have either a T or a C fossil in common with TC. Okay, and you have CGA. Okay, it has a C in both of these. Okay, so that would be next. Okay, now to figure out what goes on top of, or what is younger than CGA, you're going to look for a card that has either a C, a G, or an A in it. Okay, and when you do that, you find that it has AU in common. Okay, so there's an A in AU and there's an A in CGA. Okay, now you're going to look and see what cards have either an A or a U in them. Okay, and then you have UBN. So it has a U in common. And then you're looking for a U, a B, or an N. Now you have 2 choices here. You can pick either BN or NO. Now, the reason why you would pick BN is because it has 2 of the 3 letters in common with the previous layer below it. Okay, so UBN and Bn are most similar. Then you would go with your NO because it has an N in common. And then you have OXD or DM, and it would go then OXD after your NO because it shares the O with both of these, and then you would have your DM as your youngest layer on top. Okay, so that would be your correct order. So at this point, I would probably pause the video and then answer the post-lab questions, submit them, and then you can watch the analysis video afterwards.